So how does Dehkia Pila Ku perform in terms of how much money you can get in 1 hour in Black Desert Online? Well, hey, grab yourself a cup of coffee and let's get into this week's Money Per Hour grind series video. And if you're curious about other grind spots, then check out the playlist down below. And remember, there are timestamps down below as well. So just click on what section that you're interested in. But in this video, I'll be showing you the location, rotations, mechanics, and then finally looking at that loot slash potential money. Also, my normal disclaimer, just like my other videos, this video is geared towards a person who may be checking out the spot for the first time. So your money per hour may be a little less and then improve after you get a few hours under your belt. Also, I'm not perfect, so if I happen to leave anything out that you think is important for the spot, then let me know down in the comments. But hey, let's jump right on in. So this spot is going to be kind of close to Valencia City. So if I zoom all the way out, we have Valencia City right here, and then Pila Ku is going to be right down here. So nice little distance. You also have this little town over here as well. So you can go from here to here or there to there. If we zoom a little bit further out, we can see that Heidel is over in this direction. Remember to use the portals here to kind of get to places a little bit easier. In terms of like getting to the spot, I would just recommend making a compass and then just auto pathing here, at least for the first few times until you get the landmarks down, right? And so if we look at the central marketplace and we look at the compass parts, if I could spell it correctly. So you need 3 of these right here to make the actual compass so you can navigate through the desert in auto path. Super convenient. Now, say once you're done at this grinding spot, with the other spots like History or Achman, I suggested using like the map. However, if you use the map here, it's going to take you to this town right here, which again is going to be located right there, right? So it actually is not going to take you to Valencia City, unfortunately. So just keep that in mind. And I will go ahead and just show you going from Valencia City to Pila Ku here next. And I'll use a compass and just auto path so you can kind of get a sense, if you really don't want to spend the 10 million to use the compass, you can just kind of follow where I start and then how I end up there starting now.
Locked in a cell so deep, grinding till I fall asleep. Monsters all around me in this game, my mind is free. Chain reactions lighting bright, swinging weapons through the night. XP climbs in moonlit air, black desert, I have no care. Pila Ku, my second home, grinding hard, never alone. In this jail I feel alive, feeling high from the grind. Treasure chests around the bend, every foe could be a friend. Level up and gain the skill, endless battles, endless thrill. Dungeon deep, I fight my way. In this dark, I find my day. Every swing and every shout, drowning in this endless bout. Pila Ku, my second home, grinding hard, never alone. In this jail I feel alive, feeling high from the grind.
Now, once you're here, there are two Dehkia spots to my knowledge, which I did show those spots earlier. And with these Dehkia spots, you don't have to worry about a rotation, right? As the mobs will spawn right on you once you activate the lantern. Speaking of the lantern, of course, before you can do these spots, you're going to need the lantern. So if you haven't done that, it's super easy to get. You have to just complete three or two or three quests that will take you a few minutes. So I can show you those quests here real quick. So if we pop up the quest log and we go to suggested, I've already done them. So let me unhide that, and then it's going to be level. It's going to be under combat, and it's going to be level 61. So right here. So these are the two quests or quest line that you want to do. Should take you a few minutes, super easy to do. And then you'll get the lantern, and then you'll also get some fuel with the lantern that you can fill up once you activate it. So pretty straightforward. So gear, let me pull up the monster zone info here, which obviously I don't even know where that's at. And it's gonna be Pila. We're gonna look at the Dehkia's lantern. And so we can see if we do view total stats that the recommended AP is going to be 920, the recommended DP is going to be 440, and then we have that max AP limit, which is restricted once you hit 1000, right? So I will say this place I feel like hits a little bit harder than like Ackman or Histria that I've been to. So, if you're not really paying attention to some of the mechanics, then it can potentially kill you, which I think I died maybe one or two times. I mean, maybe it was just one time when I was here. So mechanics, you're just going to go to this thing right here, which is like like some type of bell that's attached to it. But essentially, you'll go to this, you'll turn the lantern on, and then the mobs will start to spawn in. And yeah, I mean, nothing really too crazy with the spot. Just avoid any like purple or red animated attacks on the ground, and every so often an elite will spawn, which at first he's not attackable, but you can attack him after he spawns a few times in. And essentially, he'll just do a couple big swings that's noted by like a purple cone animated attack on the ground, and you're just going to avoid it, and you'll just kill the elite. And yeah, pretty straightforward. Now, if you do stay in the red or purple attacks, it can chunk your health pretty quickly. So just be mindful of that. Also, it can knock you back. So you could potentially run knockback resistance crystals. But yeah, if you're not paying attention, you will die. Okay. So buffs that you may want to run to be more efficient at clearing can include a simple craw mill, and then you have the corrupt Frenzy Drought, Tent Villa buffs, church buffs, Bell's Heart, best in slot artifacts, or if you don't have those, then general, AP monster artifacts is fine. You can use, any PvE Lightstone combination that you can afford. This is the combination that I use, so don't judge me. And this spot is kind of unique as it has both kind of human and demi-human mobs. So I would probably just sway away from, stacking one of those two. Also, you could run like a full elixir rotation here, if you wanted to run that. Here's kind of a general setup of what that would look like. So let's go over the drops here at this grinding zone. And so I have the monster zone info pulled up. And so we look at the equipment here. We have the artifacts. And so most likely you won't need these. So you'll just process these down to get the purified lightstones, which can sell on the market up to like 10 million, depending on the market. And then we have probably one of the prime reasons why you're coming here is for the Deboreka accessory. So this is the Deboreka earring. And you can see this sells on the market for close to 800 million. So if you get one of these in an hour, you're sitting pretty good for your money per hour. However, these are super rare to drop, and you're probably looking at one of these dropping every 4 to 6 hours, potentially. I didn't get any of the Deboreka earrings when I was here. Moving on next here, we have the Sissel's necklace. And so this is just another kind of necklace accessory here that doesn't really sell for too much. There's a lot already on the market, so it might be a while until yours sells, but this does drop somewhat frequently when you're here. And yeah, you can see 6 million, so not very much. Moving down, we have the Spectre's Energy, and so this is used to craft your Black Star gear. I just sell this to the vendor for 30 million. And then we have the black stones. There's a multitude of reasons to use a black stone. You can use it to enhance your gear, or it can be used for an ingredient for other things. You can get fail stacks with it. You can sell it on the market for currently 155,000. So yeah, a lot of reasons to use a blackstone or to sell a blackstone. Next year we have the sealed black magic crystal, and wow, this has even dropped even more since my last guide video. 785,000. Wow, that's probably the lowest I've seen this down to. Okay, yeah. Usually I would say these sell like around 1.5 million, but it fluctuates. I've seen these all the way up to 2 million. I've never seen it this low though. Anyway, so you can either click on this to get a random black magic crystal, or you can process this down to get magical shards, which can be used for other things. Mass of pure magic. So this is an ingredient used to craft flawless magical blackstones, which is used to enhance black star gear. Jonas fragments. And so these, once you collect these, you can put these into your storage, and then you can use contribution points to get a workshop, which then the workshop would be used to create different accessories on based on this ingredient. So just another way to make some extra money. Map of the unknown piece. So this is probably the one of the prime reasons, if not the prime reason why you're coming here, is to get your treasure map, right? So Garmoth has a really good guide on how to get the treasure map. And so if I pull this up over here, you can see that Pila Ku drops these two pieces here, and then the sulfur mine here drops these two pieces, right? So I'll link this guide down below in the description. But yeah, essentially you'll just get the unknown piece, and then you're going to take this to a specific NPC to pretty much distinguish which piece you have, and then you just kind of go from there. But yeah, these are super rare to drop though. There's been people that have been at these spots for thousands of hours to get their treasure, either treasure map or treasure compass, which the compass drops at History and Ackman, and then the treasure map drops at Pila Ku or Sulfur Mine. Next here we have the Marnie's research box, and so if this drops, you just click it. You're going to get a Marnie stone, and essentially once you fill that Marnie stone up, depending on how many mobs you're supposed to kill, once you fill that up, you'll go to an NPC and you'll turn it in, and then you'll get potentially a pretty juicy accessory. Next here we have the Kaffir stones, and so if you don't have your in-game gear piece yet, you're going to have to use these to get to Kaffir level 10, and then you're going to need a specific flame. You'll combine those two together to get one of your in-game gear pieces, or if you already have those pieces, then you can just sell it on the market. Here's the Explorer's Compass parts, right? So I talked about this a little bit earlier, but you just need 3 of these to make the compass that will last for a few days. And it sells in the market for about 3.5 million, which is just pretty nice actually. And then we have the Soiled Sissel's necklace, and so these will drop pretty frequently. And essentially, if you get one of these and you click it, you have a small percentage chance of it dropping the actual Sissel's necklace. Usually you'll just get the soiled piece, and then you need about 100 of the soiled pieces to get one of these. The Black Spirit Claw piece, and so this is going to be used to put an extra socket on your outfit's armor piece, which essentially allows you to get another crystal slot. Or you can use these to get into, like, say, Kratuga. Traveler's map here. So yeah, pretty much what it says. You just use it to teleport to the nearest town. It's a one-time use only. Ancient Spirit Dust. So you need 5 of these and 1 black stone in order to make 1 Kaffir stone. It's a scroll written in ancient language. So you need, I believe it's 5 of these to make one scroll. And essentially you can just continue to collect these, and then at some point you can combine them all into scrolls and then just run the scrolls yourself to maybe make a little bit of extra money. But the prime reason why you're running these is to get memory fragments, which memory fragments are super sought out for. So yeah. And then this is the trash loot, which you can see here it sells for 30,900. And then the trace of the nature, which is just used to make various other things. So now let's take a look at what I got in the few hours that I was here using a level 2 loot scroll with no agris. You can pay 50 million to get the tent buff or a 50% increase on your drop rate. But first, before we look at my hours, let's take a look at Garmoth. So the potential average money per hour at 138% drop rate, which is what I'm at mostly if there's no drop rate event going on, and using a yellow loot scroll is around 845 million, with the average trash being around 20.7k. And just remember, these numbers from Garmoth might not be the most accurate, but it's really the only data that we have to compare with. Also, important to note that your money per hour is going to vary based on that drop rate. Now, let's take a look at my few hours, which I was sitting at 198% drop rate for the 3 hours that I was here. And all 3 hours were done using my Awakening Wizard. And I'm still learning how to play Awakening Wizard, but I'm definitely getting better at it. So my first hour was 621 million and 17.2k trash. And then my second hour, I got around 639 million. And then for the trash loot, I got around 17.2k. And then the third and final hour, I got around 714 million. And the trash loot, I got around 19k. So what do I think of this spot? It's not bad. It's not bad. There are better spots that can net you, more money with around the same gear score. And, you don't have to worry about getting lost in the desert. But one positive note is you don't need storage mates, like if you're at Akhman or Histria. So yes, you are able to bring your horse down in the cave, but in all honesty, you're most likely coming here, for the treasure map and or the Deboreka accessory. But I think the money, potential can be pretty decent, especially if you're pushing over those higher trash numbers. So yeah, if you made it, this far into the video, you're awesome. Thank you for the support. I hope you have a good upcoming week. And, let me know down in the comments, have you tried this spot out yet? And if so, what are your trash numbers looking like? But with that being said, thanks for watching. And here's another video that you can watch. But hey, I will see you in the next video. Peace.